Model 5 of the Handyman's Robotics and Unit Repair System, but you can call me Handy Unit. Your new career promises challenge, intrigue, and endless janitorial opportunities. Please enter your name as seen above the keypad. This cannot be changed later. It seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will auto-correct it for you. One moment. Welcome, Eggs Benedict.
Whoa, hold on there, fella. The guy we're playing as is named Mike, so the theory that Fritz Smith is Mike Schmidt and also the security guard in FNAF 3, and that all of them are also Foxy Bro, only came about after this game. The evidence was there all along, but the idea wasn't sparked in anyone's mind until we realized that the series might have reoccurring characters. I also think this was Scott kind of waving his hands in front of everyone and going like, hey guys, you didn't figure out who the player character was in the last game, let me just point it out for you.
Allow me to fill this somewhat frightening silence with some lighthearted banter. Due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment. Unlike most entertainment venues, our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day, and it's your job to get the robots back in proper working order before the following morning.
Now we had this discussion back during FNAF 3. The closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza can refer to 3 different times. After the first closing in 85, the second in 87, or the third in 92. It cannot be referring to Fredbear's Family Diner, because that was not a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So this company came into existence after a Freddy's closed. We already know that Foxy and Freddy are part of this game's cast, and that another restaurant called Chica's Party World exists. So the characters have been folded into the sister company. With all of that said, Hand Unit says the rental business, Circus Baby Entertainment and Rental, opened after Freddy's closed.
Our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day,
Meaning that Circus Baby's Pizza may have been simultaneous with Freddy's, and thus technically may have been the sister location that was active during the time of FNAF 3's tapes. It could be where the Springlock accident happened. But if it is, the game never tells you. In the next room, the main office area, we see 2 windows on either side that lead to Ballora's gallery and Funtime Auditorium. Hand Unit asks us to shock Ballora in the Fun Times. As you go through the vent to Circus Baby's gallery, a voice tells you that there's been motion detected exactly where you are in the vent.
Motion trigger, circus gallery vent.
I'm glad that they told us that. That definitely will not be terrifying later in the game when it says that there's motion in an event that we're not in. It's scary, and it scares me. You then shock Baby 3 times, but you don't see her. You are then told that your shift is over. You then go home, and you just watch some TV. I'm gonna wait to talk about all of these scenes at the end of the video, but just know that after every shift, you watch a small clip of The Immortal and the Restless.
Welcome back for another night of intellectual stimulation, pivotal career choices, and self-reflection on past mistakes. We're committed to creating a unique and fulfilling work experience. One part of that commitment is ensuring that you don't get tired of the voice that you're hearing right now. Using the keypad below, please select a new companion voice. It seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will autocorrect it for you. Thank you for choosing Angsty Teen.
Aha, so now the helper voice is gonna be an angsty teen. How not annoying at all.
The elevator stopped. You know the routine. You can get up now or whatever. So, funny story. A dead body was found in this vent once. Okay, so not that funny, but it's a story.
So that means that one of the previous maintenance guys died. That's rough, buddy.
You should check on Ballora and make sure she's on her stage, but whatever. Huh. I guess Ballora has better things to do. Let's zap her. That should be fun.
If you correct the audio in this scene, you can hear him say argumentative, standards, elevation, passive, heights. This, of course, means nothing, but it is acronymized as ASEF, as in ASEF is not a phase. It's not a phase, mom, because I'm an angsty teenager. When you try to zap a baby again later, Hand Unit declares there's been a power issue.
Let's try another controlled shock. There seems to be a power malfunction that is affecting our ability to properly motivate Baby. Please stand by while I reboot the system.
This scene with Baby then plays.
Motion trigger, entryway vent. Funtime Auditorium maintenance vent opened.
Yeah, something's coming after you.
Ballora gallery maintenance vent opened.
Then Baby starts talking.
I don't recognize you. You are new.
She says that she doesn't recognize us. She then protects us from the stupid Biddy Babs.
There is a space under the desk. Someone before you crafted it into a hiding place, and it worked for him. I recommend that you hurry, though. You will be safe there. Just try not to make eye contact. It will be over soon. They will lose interest.
You have to hold the door closed until they notice the baby's watching them and then they run away. Baby then helps us again to survive Ballora.
When your guide comes back online, he is going to tell you that he was unsuccessful, that you must restart the system manually. He will then tell you to crawl through Ballora Gallery as fast as you can to reach the breaker room. If you follow his instructions, you will die.
Hand Unit's advice would get us killed, but Baby wants to protect us. Ballora obviously does not care about our well-being.
Ballora will not return to her stage anymore. She will catch you. The power will be restored shortly.
Baby's comments that shocks won't work on Ballora anymore are mildly concerning, as if something happened the previous night to change Ballora permanently.
She cannot see you, and can only listen for your movement.
Thank you for your patience. It seems that the power system cannot be restarted automatically. You will need to restart the power system manually. Please return to the primary control module. You will now be required to crawl through the Ballora gallery using the vent to your left to reach the breaker room. It is recommended that you stay low to the ground and reach the other side as fast as possible as to not disturb Ballora. I will deactivate myself momentarily as to not create an auditory disturbance. Deactivating.
Walking through the gallery, you can hear Ballora singing. This is her full song at full volume.
Why do you hide inside your walls when there's music in my house? All I see is an empty room, no joy on an empty tune. It's so good to sing all day, to dance, to spin, to fly away.
It seems you are taking a long time. Please proceed as quickly and as quietly as possible.
You eventually reach the breaker room and have to restart the power while Funtime Freddy watches, potentially killing you. He's controlled by the Bon Bon puppet on his hand, who can make him stop hunting you. Looking at the breaker map is the most annoying part of FNAF theorizing because it changes literally everything about the entire story. No, I am not joking. The white outlined rooms are the rooms in Circus Baby's rental. The elevator room, the main office area, Ballora's room on the left with the breaker room that you're now in. That little black square represents Funtime Freddy, who's in the room with you. This screen clearly actively tracks animatronics. To the right is the Funtime Auditorium, where Freddy and Foxy should both be, but Freddy's with you, so the square in there is only Foxy. Up towards the top is the room with the desk that you hid under earlier, and then Baby's room. Around the Funtime Auditorium are rooms we'll see later in the game, like parts and services. It's unclear if this is going to be taken as a literal map. There's also no way of accessing any of the rooms besides the little office that you go through, which also cannot be the case. There are other buildings connected to the complex with these gray lines. They're thinner than the vents you crawl through. There's also the fact that as a building, this doesn't make any sense. Like, is Baby's area really that far away from the others? Where do people walk to get to each location? Where's the bathrooms? Basically, I'm saying this is clearly not a to-scale or finished or full diagram, which is important, because this gray line that connects from Circus Baby's gallery connects to the FNAF 4 map. That white dot is Cece in his bedroom, grandfather clock room, sister's room on the right, living room on the left, and then the city block you walk down to reach Freddy's, and then there are 2 more animatronics, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. Now this would imply that the house is bigger than the whole block, so it's obviously just a representation of that area, showing a connection, via what I assume is either an underground power line or a secret tunnel, connected to Baby's gallery. These red symbols indicate camera placements, and this is labeled Observation 1, indicating the area where the grandfather clock is. I didn't talk about this white section, but later in the game we will see it. It's a sort of hidden office with monitors, basically where a security guard would stay, and it's connected to the FNAF 4 gameplay house. White dot for the child in their room, black dot in the closet for Foxy, 2 hallways on each side with Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy waiting in the rest of the house, and there's another camera there. You can turn on cheats in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 to see a display of the game map. It'll even track where the animatronics are for you. So this map was present in FNAF 4, and now we're seeing an identical layout of the house in sister location. And then, least explainable is this hallway, with a dot for the player, black dot for Plush Trap, and then 4 rooms with 4 more black dots. But there's no camera. So what is going on? Via cameras and possibly electricity, Baby's Pizza and therefore Baby's Rental is connected to the FNAF 4 minigame house, the FNAF 4 gameplay house, and the FNAF 4 hallway, and Fredbear's Family Diner. And I don't think any of this is to scale or even in the correct location, but the implication that this house and this hallway are all drastically different places is like what? Like if this hallway was plopped over here, I'd be okay with it. We already knew that these were different houses, but now there's a 3rd location, and the nightmare animatronics were real, including Foxy in the closet, and then there's just 4 more in 4 other closets?
Who are you people?
For one, this disproves Dream Theory, as it shows that these are real places. No one thinks that Dream Theory was still canon at the time of sister location, only that it may have been the intended idea when FNAF 4 was made. But this cements that these are all real places and real things that happened. And nobody knows what this means. It makes perfect sense that Baby's Pizza would be connected to Freddy's. It has the same owner, so that makes sense. I think the gray outlines are to indicate that they're far away and not to scale. We also know that these are not the same house, so maybe after Cece's death they moved. But what is this hallway? Why is it over here? Is it canon to the story that completing this challenge skips 2 hours of the nightmare? Is whoever is watching these cameras making children do these things and rewarding them? This is not in a minigame. You can't explain this away by saying it's just a representation or it's video game theory. This is in the main gameplay. Scott, what is this? I don't know what's in those closets. This is where we need to bring up the Silver Eyes trilogy again. Despite releasing 2 years later, the 3rd book in the trilogy, The 4th Closet, confusing title I know, might explain what this means. Inside Charlie's room are 3 closets. Inside one is a tiny robot named Ella that's like a children's toy, like a doll. We learn about this in the 1st book. In the 3rd book, The 4th Closet, we learn what the closets actually are. They're where Henry stores the differently aged versions of robots for Charlie to grow into. The 4th closet holds her adult form, which William steals and turns into Baby. So here's a hallway with 4 closets, with an animatronic in each of them. And maybe this is Henry's house, not William's. That would explain why there's no camera here. It also might explain why the Springtrap plush is the bad guy. This might be Charlie playing a game and distracting Springtrap so that Mike's nightmares start later on in the night. The white box is the player of the game, which is the puppet, maybe? But that barely makes any sense. I'm not sold on any theory. So, I really got nothing to say about this whole section. It's all a mystery. It also makes it more confusing as FNAF World seems to indicate that Henry built Baby. And in the books, Henry built Baby. And then in this game, William built Baby. And I don't know what's going on anymore.
Great job. This completes your tasks for the night. Please proceed back through the lower gallery with care, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
After restoring power, you get to go home.
Daddy just wants to let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me?
I don't think it's hard to imagine that William's daughter is talking about Baby, but she says, didn't you make her just for me? And as we've established, Henry made Baby. Let's just move on. On the next day, we first check out Ballora, who's being ripped apart limb from limb by mini-renas.
That's rough, buddy.
Also, Funtime Foxy is a girl.
Let's check on Funtime Foxy. It's important to make sure she's on her stage before entering. Great. It looks like everything is as it should be in Funtime Auditorium. There is no need to check on Baby tonight. Please refrain from entering unauthorized areas. Proceed directly to Funtime Auditorium.
So we have to go fix Funtime Freddy, and are told not to go visit Baby. But if you do...
Did you know that I was on stage once? It wasn't for very long, only 1 day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children would run in and out. Some were afraid of me, others enjoyed my songs. Music was always coming from somewhere else, down a hall. I would always count the children, I'm not sure why. I was always acutely aware of how many there were in the room with me. 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2, then none. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. I was covered in glitter. I smelled like birthday cake. There were 2, then 3, then 5, then 4. I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was 1. A little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
Yeah, so Baby is programmed to dispense ice cream if there's only ever 1 child around, and when they go up to eat the ice cream, Baby snatches them. And she did it to a young girl. And I think we can see where that's going. After a minigame where you take out Freddy's power module, your shift is over, so you go back through Funtime Auditorium.
Great job. You've acquired both power modules. This completes your tasks for the night. Please exit the building through Funtime Auditorium, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
You then get jump scared by Foxy.
Daddy, she can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons? Oh, Daddy, let me go to her.
Shh, be still and quiet. You've been sleeping for quite a while. I think they noticed that you never left the building last night. The cameras were searching for you, but they couldn't find you. I have you hidden too well. I kidnapped you.
So you slept for like 20 hours, and Baby saved you from Funtime Foxy.
Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. I am only going to keep you for a little while. Try not to wiggle, though. You're inside something that came from my old pizzeria. I don't think it was ever used. At least not the way it was meant to be used.